Started young. I was focused, disciplined. Slow and steady always wins the race. So, and you need a team. Without a team, you're only going to go so far.
Yep.
In this very moment, all you have is all you need. So, what would you like to do? What do you believe you've been destined to do? Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on you. So, you have a date with destiny. You have unfinished business. It's time for you to go back to the drawing board with a new perspective in life. Because if you can see it, you can have it. You must work out X amount of time of which you must forgive, you must evolve, you must become, you must retain, you must grow, you must live, you must evolve, you must go to the next level, you must live in this type of house, you must drive this type of car. Perspective is what changes the game. Stop complaining about the divorce. Stop complaining about no job loss. Are you going to complain on the face of conflict, or are you going to see the opportunity?
You know, teamwork makes the dream work. Again, it comes down to who you know, right, in life, because everything you're trying to achieve in life, it's no matter what you're trying to get, even if it's like build your brand, generate sales, you're ultimately looking for introductions. You're looking for introductions to certain people that have that level of experience, and then those people will turn around and say, hey, look, I can do this for you, and then but I might not be able to do this, but I'll introduce you to somebody that can do this. Right. So you're investing your time daily into meeting more people that can help you achieve your goal, and then obviously learning new things and then working to implement those in your product or brand, and then kind of go forward. So it just depends on how connected you are. Yeah.
What kept you down the first time? What brought you up the second time, and what's keeping you up now?
So I'll tell you something. When you've made millions of dollars, and then you say you lose it, yeah, you've already made it once, you've seen it, you know you're gonna do it, you can do it again. Yeah. Because there's something you did along the way that you learned how to do. Whatever that formula is, you can duplicate it, and then you know you want it again, right? So what made me lose it the first time is just, the first time was just blowing all the money. Whatever money was coming in every day, just find a way to just spend. Yeah. You know, just go out, have fun, just blow the money constantly, right? And the second time, what made me lose it was just being impatient and wanting to build Rome overnight and not realize that my plan was great. I had a great business model. It just needed to be done over a course of 5 years and not 5 months, right? And I just wanted to go big. Patience is the most important thing. Patience is the key to everything. You know, if you don't know, you can't predict what will happen tomorrow. Your life could change tomorrow. Tomorrow, something could happen, boom, you have 180-degree change in your life. Everything that you've been wanting times 100 comes to you overnight, you know, and you have and you don't know. So you just have to be patient and just keep grinding every single day. And that's what keeps me going today is I have one goal, and I know that to get to that goal, I'm gonna have to go through ups and downs and loops and whatever, and tie this thing to this thing and attach it. But ultimately, my goal is one. And no matter which way we go, in the end, it's going to turn to one thing. So I just keep pushing forward with that vision, and that vision every day says, hey, I like to meet like-minded people and people that are going to relate to the goal that I have. If it's not connecting to what I'm doing, I have no time for it. Right. I don't even make time for it. So, same thing, what it takes to stay fit requires in business, requires in every aspect of your life. It's discipline.
There is only two types of people in this world. Right, so there is the people in life that get hit by life and get knocked down and decide to accept what life has given them, and they settle for it. And then there is people that get hit by life, they go through pain, they face obstacles, they face adversities, but they refuse to give up because they know that they have more potential. They know that they are capable of achieving so much more than what life is currently allowed them to achieve right now.
You know, stay on the right path, the discipline, the focus, the importance of being around the right people. It's not about, that's what people don't understand, it's not about the money. That's why if you chase the money will never come to you. And that's the reason people want to, shit, you're lucky. Mine only, lucky, it's not luck.
20 years.
It's not luck.
20 years. People
see it when it's done. They don't see the grind before. They don't see the sacrifices. But anything you want in life, you have to make sacrifices. You have to sacrifice something in order to get something else.
Yeah.
You know, there's something you're letting go. Like you're here in this place right now. You're missing out on something else. Like you chose to be here instead of not be somewhere else, where somewhere else something else could be going on, right?
Like,
So I'm gonna say something. So I'll cut you off on it. So this is the thing, right? True wealth is not based on how much money you have. It's based on who you are as a person. Completely. It's all based on who you are. It's not about what you have in the bank or what you have in your pocket. If you're a good person and you have good intentions and you're looking to do good for people and by people, things are going to gravitate towards you. And you don't have to have $100 million to be able to have access to things that are worth $1 billion. You just have to have the right mindset and the right surroundings. And that's the most important thing. If you have the right mindset, the right surroundings, and your intentions are pure and clean, nothing can stop you. You're always gonna be blessed, because key is this: be a blessing to others, and the same is going to come your way.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you really have to know, if you're making X amount, how much of that are you putting on the side? How much of that are you utilizing to multiply into something else, so that you have a cushion for a rainy day, right?
Did you go to college, or how'd you learn all this information that you know?
No, so self-taught. So basically, eventually, as you grow older, you tend to realize, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you find your purpose, because I was lost for a long time. I didn't know what I wanted. After I lost a lot of weight, I really didn't know what I wanted to go towards, what was the next step, what do I want? Like, I really had no idea. And I guess what that did for me was, it allowed me to see that, okay, you can have all these cars and still you're not satisfied. Yeah. Because what do we really all work for? Everybody says one common denominator between every single person. Let me ask you a question. What do you think that is? There's one thing, if you can say one word, that's a common denominator between every person on the face of the planet, what we're looking for, what is it?
We want to be happy?
Satisfaction.
Yeah.
Right? It's the feeling of it. Yeah. The feeling of satisfaction. So it's going to give you so much of it for a short period of time, and then you're still not going to feel like complete. So it's like, once you identify your purpose, and you got to really, really, really channel in deep with yourself and like find it, that's when your whole demeanor, your way of being, your day-to-day stuff, what you do, everything changes. And at the same time, help others get on that same movement, help people realize that their number one priority in life should be themselves and not anybody else. Yeah. So how do you do that? It's like, you tell a person, look, if you can't focus on yourself and your physical, your well-being, then really you can't expect anybody else to give you, any attention, right?
You know what I mean, right?
Everybody faces challenges in their life, no matter how big or small. Look, we're all born the same, we're all gonna die the same. Simple as that. Yeah. The level of commitment and discipline and focus you put towards a certain thing is the output and the result you're going to get out of it. The thing is, the higher you go, the certain things, people, after a while, you have to really question who's real in your surrounding and who isn't. So you really, what happens is, with a lot of influential people and stuff, they tend to keep a very small circle, and they don't want anybody else new to come in, just because, nobody wants people just trying to suck energy out of them, right? Yeah. So it's all about like reciprocation, give and take. Anything in life has to be a two-way street. With your question based on this, everybody face issues. We all do. Everybody does. Some people are more public about it. Some people are private about it. Like you asked me the question of insecurities. I told you straight. Shit, I still deal with them till today. Not a lot of people would have the courage to say that. A lot of, they'll put a curtain, hide behind it, try to deflect from it, act like, oh yeah, hey, I'm the man, I'm this. Like, look, everybody faces challenges. But once you can, the key is this: if you can identify your challenges and you can identify your strengths, weaknesses, and everything, and you can put them down on a piece of paper, and you can slowly work towards them, that's how you can master yourself. Yeah. And unless you admit to yourself that you're wrong here, you're right here, you're wrong here, there's no way you're ever going to be able to master yourself, because you're going to live in denial. You're going to think that you have it all figured out, but you really don't.
You know, one of the things that human being underestimate dramatically is the capacity to get great at something if they're totally immersed in it, totally laser focused on something. You are way more powerful than you know you are if you're at crazy cycle access laser focus on anything. Even if there is something that you're totally unprepared for, humans have unreal capacity to get great at things even if they don't have a natural talent for, if they're immersed in it, and to learn something and acquire a ton of knowledge in a short period of time as well.
Because to be honest with you, without strategy, without planning, without literally having a clear head, without being able to take time off and just enjoy like the fresh air and meditate and do absolutely nothing, there is no way you're going to be able to create a multinational brand or something that you've been dreaming of, or build an empire or something of that sort. Like, there's a reason why a lot of people say meditation is key, because that's where you're at peace. That's where you can, you know, you can tap into your inner self and you can figure out, you get more ideas and creative. Because when it's busy, your brain doesn't have time to rest. So you always, like, you're moving at a very high pace and you're not going to think. And there's going to be a point you might hit 3, 4, 5, 6 darts straight, but after a while something somewhere is just not gonna click, and you'll make one wrong move and everything's gonna fall apart.
Ask yourself truthfully, your big goals and dreams, are you really clear on there? You know how mandatory it is to be clear and specific on what you want, right? But the next step is this: can you get laser obsessively focused, almost to exclusivity, almost, but for an extended period of time? Can you honestly say you've done that for an extended period? I'm talking about year, 2 year, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, even in a decade, towards something you want so badly. You want like action, you want to eat, you want to live, right? So are you extended laser focus on it, or you get distracted easily? Our obsession becomes our possession, but we won't possess them if we're not truly obsessed.
My whole journey started off like, this was my goal. I was like, hey, I have a goal. I want to start here. This is that finish line. I knew it's going to be like this. I knew there's a lot of stuff I'm going to change. My business model 8 years ago is completely different than what it is today. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to stop until I reach the goal. But there are points where you have to slow down. There are points where you have a hard stop. There are points where your car may spin out of control and you just got to hang tight. I take every single day at least 90 minutes of my day combined between morning, afternoon, and evening. Minimum 90 minutes, and it can go all the way up to 2.5 hours. Goes straight into just thinking. Like, I literally shut off from the world. I don't talk to anybody. I have to be alone, and I'm just reflecting. So I will think about the past few hours. I'll think about the next few hours, what I have to do, where I'm at, what I'm doing. Does it make sense? Does it not? And I double check, triple check every move before I execute. But the thing is, when I execute, I go quick. If who you are today, if you're not happy with who you are today, first of all, you got to think about, why are you not happy with who you are today? What is it? Because most of the times, it'll be because people want what other people have. Because they're not happy with what they have. They think the grass is greener on the other side. Or, hey, I just bought myself a brand new Mercedes, yet I go on Instagram, somebody has this guy just bought a Ferrari, now I want the Ferrari. It's like, be happy with what you have, you know, because not everything that you see on the other side is really what it is. You don't know what that comes with, because you might have a Mercedes brand new and you have a beautiful life, you have a family, you have kids, you have everything. The other guy on the Ferrari is dealing with 101 headaches. He might have a Ferrari, but he doesn't have the other part that's like a happiness in his life, and he's dealing with 101 different headaches. Right? So it's you gotta look at it. So reinventing yourself should be based on internal, not external, not objects, not material, but who you are as a person and how you feel you can be better and project better to others.
Do you feel like you live a lot in the future?
beyond the future.
Yeah, you're like always you think about the.
I mean, in my head, I'm already at the finish line. I'm waiting for everybody to catch up. I know where, like, I've already like what I have today, everything I have, this life this relationships I've created with certain influential people around me, or some of the brands, the businesses, the things where I'm going, I've kind of manifested.
Yeah.
I'm very, very strong in manifesting. I am strong in, I'm very intuitive. So if I feel something a certain way, my gut feeling tells me something, there's a super high chance, 90% or plus, that I'm right on it. Because if you feel some people are going to be toxic or anything in some way, you have to literally like cut the string completely, where there is no way that it's gonna reattach again. You know, like like that's just what it is. It's just a saying. It's like, don't burn the bridge, blow it up, because the bottom line has to make sense. Yeah. Right. If you're investing in your dream and there's no ROI that's going to be there, then you're going to crash and burn eventually. So
yeah. And
but the thing is, you have to believe in yourself first, and your idea has to make sense, your concept has to make sense, and you have to have something tangible, and you have to have something intangible, because obviously when it comes to brand has an intangible value. Product is tangible, that's in there, and that's how things are built, and it has to be a lot of grassroots legwork.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. So you could have an idea.
Yeah.
You could have the most brilliant idea, but you have access to zero capital, zero resources. Let's say you're just a gifted engineer, and you just created this massive crazy system, but you really don't have access to the capital or anything.
Yeah.
And you have no choice but to go to a venture capital or a hedge fund or a private lender of some sort, and you're basically gonna own a very small piece of the company, and chances are you'll probably give up 60, 70, 80% of the company for a very small amount of money, up to $500,000. So what I believe in is this. There's a thing called Series A, Series B, Series C funding, right? Funding rounds. If you have the ability to self-fund Series A and B by yourself, do it, because by the time you're going to go to C, you're going to get hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're literally going to give up next to nothing, because the thing is, you're going to be able to take your idea, turn it real, go through the ups and downs, lose money in the process, because there are going to be losses. Every idea comes with losses. Every investor knows that, even though they scream and yell and go crazy at times that I put in money with you, I lost money. No, they're all aware of the risks.
And scary moments. Scary moments too.
Scary moments are there all the time. Listen, when you're investing in Series A, there's only 2 out of 10 that ever go through. Series A is like, if you have one even that goes through, and if you're an investor that invests in Series A, you're laughing all the way, because that one is going to make up for all the other 9 that you've lost money in.
Yeah.
So that's how it works, is you're gambling in essence. That's all you're doing, you're gambling. Same thing like with stocks, right? If you get involved in the beginning before a company goes public, or you do it on a PPM level when they're just raising money, it's the same concept. So again, my point would be, if you can self-finance the first round, even yourself, go through the ups and downs, build your brand, build your audience, understand your audience, go through all the fine-tuning, get in the proper market segment, etc., come out with a product, do A/B testing, 6 months of campaign testing, execute, build the sales, build the growth from 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 orders that you're sending out. At that point, you will have access to unlimited money, because anybody that sees that you started from nothing and built it, and your business is not only branded, which has the intangible value, but also has the products with the profitability coming in, and you're green, your books are green in the end, you want to grow it, you can get $100 million. Very easy, because at that point, it's all about how your infrastructure. Because now what you need is, you need money to expand, you need money to have more product, you need money for distribution, or you need a strong distribution partner, right? Because really, if you need money for inventory, you already have a brand built, you're already selling this much, so if you're investing this much more, your sales are going to go that much higher. Simple as that. That's the stage I'm at right now.
When everything seems to be going against you, remember that an open take up against the wind, not with it. The world belongs to those who are not afraid of taking risks. So when it is impossible to change others, change yourself, because time is more valuable than capital. Time you set aside not to be eaten, not to be wasted, not to be given away. Time you set aside to be invested in an enterprise that brings valuable to the marketplace, which I hope of making a profit. Now we have capital money and also we have capital time. How valuable it is time? Well, so
I'm already doing sales. I'm already generating profit. Like, what people don't know and understand is with my brand Limitless, I have so many other sub brands below it that are products and services that each and every single one is generating profit. So my next step now is just to take certain products and go start with, national and then global distribution. And the more we do in ad spends, the more we're going to be able to generate. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Brand building is done.
Yeah. And do you feel like
the problem is, sorry to interrupt you, the problem is people don't want to invest in someone else's dream because they know money is going to get burnt. And you'll make mistakes. If you're putting, hypothetically speaking, if you're putting paying, certain, like, everybody knows billboards are branded.
Yeah.
Right? Billboards not going to give you a direct conversion. It's not going to happen. But people will see it and they'll take your brand serious, but it's not going to give you a direct conversion.
regardless of who you are and what you do?
You need a team. You need people that understand brand building, and you need people that are going to criticize you, and you need people that are going to, there's no fast way to build a brand. Brands are not built fast. Anybody telling you this is how you build a brand quickly, no, that doesn't happen. You can build brand awareness quickly. That I'll tell you is very easy. Put a commercial of the Super Bowl. You'll have brand awareness. But does that mean your brand is built? No. It'll have somewhat of a perceived value for the first 60 days at the very most, but it doesn't mean that you're branded.
Yeah.
Branding takes time. It's about consistency. It's about aligning and positioning yourselves with the right, with the right people, with the right companies, so on and so forth. So there's no fast road to branding. You just have to, it takes time. You have to know your vision. You have to know who to align with. If you're building a brick and mortar, I'll tell you very easy, look up Starbucks. Wherever you see a Starbucks, position yourself somewhere near a Starbucks.
Yeah.
The amount of money they spend to do market study, to be and to get certain locations is crazy. So if you can have your store near Starbucks, you're in a good area, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. If you're building a brand that you're gonna, of a product you're gonna sell online, you have to do competitive research. Market study, understand your audience, understand what you're missing. And I mean, the hate and this and that. I'm gonna tell you one thing. If people don't envy you in some way, you're doing something wrong. The one thing I will say to people is, don't overextend yourself trying to live someone else's life.
Yeah. Because
a lot of times this happens. People go and spend all kinds of money, hundreds of dollars, which to a lot of people, like $300-400 is like a quarter of a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
In a month or somewhat, and they can't really afford that $300-400, and they'll go and put themselves in debt, thinking that they can make a few $1 million in like 60 or 90 days very quickly, without realizing that a book or a program or something like that is going to change your life. No, it won't. You yourself have to first identify your surroundings, because if you can buy all the packages, do all the things in the world, but if you're hanging around the same people all day and they're still in the same little torpedo that they're in, how are you going to go any higher? It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing people don't say. They don't talk about the surroundings, because you know what I mean? Like if you're around the same people, you're doing the same thing, the same job, same everything, a course, a book is not going to help change your life. It might put you in a little better state of mind and make you believe you can achieve more than what you have and what you want, or they'll help you unlock a certain part of you that may give you more reassurance, because all you're doing is self-confidence.
Yeah.
You're giving yourself an inner boost. You're pushing yourself without realizing at a subconscious level that you're pushing yourself.
Yeah.
That's all you're really doing. But then what happens, you get that kick, and then somebody in your little circle breaks a toenail or trips and falls on a lamp and, you know, calls you going crazy, I need $7 to buy a light bulb, and suddenly that little kick that you got now is gone back down because somebody else's energy came into your space and took that away, but you allowed it. So once again, goes to compartmentalizing, goes to that D&D on the phone.
Yeah.
You have to know when to turn it off. You have to know who's placed where, and you have to know at a certain point that, hey, you're in control of your own life. You only have one life, and your job in this life is to master yourself and achieve anything you want.